What most people have been talking about, again, is the Princess of Wales. So finally, they have said that she will not appear at the Colonel's Review Saturday week. Now, I wondered about your take on this, because we've known that she's been ill for a long time, and we knew that this was a date in a diary that people were speculating about, that she may well appear because she was to take the salute from the Irish Guards. Now, they have recently just said that she will not be attending. What's your take on that? Are you surprised that they've announced it now and not, 3 or 4 months ago? Or what's your thoughts?
Well, you may remember a few weeks ago, I think it was a couple of months ago, the MOD or the Army made a bit of a blunder, actually, because they started selling tickets for Trooping the Colour on the back of the fact that Kate would be there. I don't know why on earth they did that, and they very quickly, within 24 hours, had to withdraw that.
Yeah.
So that was a bit silly. I never expected her to be for either this dress rehearsal or the actual event. We all know she's got to concentrate on her health, getting better, and obviously the doctors have told her to take it easy. So I don't anticipate seeing her this summer, to be honest.
No, this is my thought on it. I mean, that they initially said obviously she'll be out till April, and then they said she'll be a little bit later, and now there is no date when we're actually going to see the princess.
No, we've also got the election, of course, which is taking a lot of attention away, and the royals aren't really out and about as much as they would be normally. So really we're just going to concentrate on sort of the core events coming up, the D-Day commemorations for the 80th anniversary, Trooping the Colour. We've got a state visit by the Emperor of Japan, and I think we're going to concentrate on that. But I don't anticipate seeing Kate probably until the autumn.
Do you think people are, there was a lot of speculation a couple of months ago where people were asking where she was. Do you think people are now more patient and more understanding that the Princess of Wales is going through cancer, that she has done this video message, and, that there isn't so much upset that she isn't going to appear at the Colonel's Review?
But I think most normal people are. Most people are happy to sort of let her recover. Obviously, you've still, unfortunately, got some very silly people on the internet, some trolls on Twitter and various other things, or X or whatever it now is. And I'm afraid there's nothing much you can do about those people. There are some nutters out there who spread all sorts of ridiculous rumours about her. But most people will be happy for her to recover in the background, and really so that when she comes back, she'll probably be bigger than ever, but make sure that she's fully fit.
All right, let's get to the heart of this. How did Meghan and Harry's actions hurt the Queen? Insiders say the Queen was deeply saddened by the way Harry and Meghan attacked the royal family. The Oprah interview, where they accused the royals of racism. Their Netflix series, airing private family matters. Harry's book, Spare, full of attacks on King Charles, William, and even Camilla. And here's the key takeaway. The Queen was not happy about how Harry and Meghan handled things. She wanted to solve things privately behind closed doors. She didn't believe in airing royal dirty laundry. And most importantly, she saw Harry as a beloved grandson, not an enemy. But instead of reconciliation, Harry and Meghan went on an all-out war against the monarchy. They called the family racist, but refused to say who. They suggested the Queen was being controlled, but gave no proof. And now, even their most loyal fans are questioning their credibility.
I was thinking this the other day, that she's going to be Queen one day, and she's going to be Princess of Wales for, Princess of Wales and Queen for another 40 or 50 years.
Well, we hope so.
We hope so. But just having her away for 4 or 5 months, I mean, we should understand that, really, shouldn't we? We should, because we're going to see a lot of her. She's given a lot of her time over the last 15 to 20 years as well.
Yeah, she was already the biggest star in the royal family, and obviously when she comes back, I think she's going to be bigger than ever. And the fact that she'll come back hopefully fully refreshed, fully fit, fully recovered, means that people will just love her even more, and the interest in her will just be absolutely astronomical. But let's not put her under too much pressure. Let's make sure that she recovers first, and she's a mum most importantly, and make sure that she's well enough to look after her kids.
You're totally right about discussions in the last couple of weeks about this, and it's her medical team that we're told, because when you have cancer, you might be fantastic one day. So she might wake up on the morning of the Colonel's Review and say, well, I feel 100% I can do this. But you don't know,
No.
You can't be sure. So she needs to go through a longer period of time where she is feeling okay, where she, so she doesn't have to, be forced into doing something that she doesn't want.
No.
And interesting you say, like, autumn maybe, and there's been a lot of rumours about later in the year. That would be a sensible time, because we get rid of the summer holidays, we get rid of the general election. It would be a sensible kind of benchmark for them to actually put in a diary and say, tentatively, maybe we could see her before the end of the year.
Well, we've got some very important things coming up in the autumn. We've got the Heads of Government Conference in Samoa, which obviously the King will want to go to if he can. If he can't go, then obviously William and Kate would be required to go to that. So if she's well enough to do that, that would be great. Again, the King and Camilla might well go to Australia and New Zealand after that or before that. So, these are very important events. So let's get her fit and well, and then she can fit into these things if needed. But it's dependent on both of them getting better.
Folks, if this is true, Harry and Meghan didn't just hurt the monarchy, they broke the Queen's heart. Now let's talk about the word exploitative. Phil Dampier says Harry and Meghan exploited their royal connections to make money. Netflix deals, Spotify podcasts, book contracts, all centered around royal gossip. They use the royal family as their brand, but still claim they wanted privacy. They demand respect but burn every bridge they have. And here's why this is a bigger problem than just family drama. Harry and Meghan have lost trust on a global scale. The royal family doesn't trust them anymore. Hollywood insiders are distancing themselves. Even progressive media outlets are starting to question them. And folks, this is what happens when you bite the hand that feeds you.
Yeah, 100%. I'm expecting King and Queen to go to Australia. I mean, we put it on the front page. The King wants to go to Australia, so I'm expecting him to be there, and also for the Samoa. It's going to be a huge autumn, isn't it? Once we get past the election and the summer break.
He's not been to any of the countries that he's head of state in yet, has he? He's been to Germany, he's been to France, he's been to Kenya, but he's not been to New Zealand, he's not been to Canada, he's not been to Jamaica, he's not been to Australia. So all of these countries would really like to see their head of state. So, he's got to start soon. And obviously it's been derailed by the illness, but I'm sure that's what he's aiming for, to do that in the autumn. And obviously if William and Kate are fit as well, they might be able to play a role in that.
Be interested in your thoughts about the Princess of Wales. Obviously, you've seen her, and we mentioned at the beginning. You've been reporting on the royals for. You don't want me to give the exact because it feels a long time, but it's 38.
Say whatever you like. Yeah,
it's 38 years. So you've seen a lot of personalities from Diana.
I have.
All the way through Prince Andrew from his marriage all the way upwards. We'll get on to a little bit about what you remember and what you experienced later in the show. But where does the Princess of Wales? Where does she fit for you in the kind of pantheon of royal stars, of royal characters?
Well, I think she's right up there. I mean, I think it's unfair to compare her to Diana because they're both different characters and they're playing different roles. But Diana was an amazing person, but she had certain flaws. But I don't think Kate has really put a foot wrong, and she's been incredibly supportive. And I think she's done it in her own way, in a different way. But she's just as big as her, and she really is the sort of superstar of the royal family now and coming in the future. That's why it's so important that we look after her.
They built their entire brand on being royal outsiders. But when people stop caring about the royal drama, what do they have left? No credibility, no legacy, just lawsuits and PR disasters. If the Queen couldn't forgive them before her passing, what makes them think the world will now? Now let's talk about the biggest question. Where do Meghan and Harry go from here? They've lost trust with the royal family. Hollywood is moving on from their drama. And even their most loyal fans are getting tired of the complaints. So what happens next? Do they double down on attacking the royals again? Do they pivot and try to rebrand their image? Or do they slowly fade into irrelevance? And let's be real, this is the lowest point they've ever been at.
Yeah, looking after her, you're right. I mean, the Sun has supported her as much as we possibly can, and we will do in the future. We will continue to do that, and our readers, want to give her space and time. But talking of space and time and talking about Diana, one thing that comes in my mind is that the Princess of Wales' job is not strictly to go out and appear at a lot of engagements. She has a really important role to be a mother. It's 2024 and it sounds archaic, but she has to support the future king. She has to bring up a future king or a future queen. As I say, it's 2024, it sounds archaic, but these are incredibly important jobs, right?
Yeah, well, I think the fact that the King and Kate have both been battling cancer has really sort of focused us on this and made us realise, for many years we had these three generations. We had the Queen and Prince Philip, then we had Prince Charles, and then we had, of course, William and Harry. But now with this slimmed down monarchy by default, it's suddenly made people realise, well, hang on a minute, it's a bit too slimmed down. And we're in a sort of period where obviously we all want the King and Kate to recover and press on. But we're going to have to wait 10 years before George and Charlotte and Louis come through. and they're obviously going to play their role. So it's going to be a very sort of important decade coming up, and as long as they're all fit, I think they're going to be able to get through it, and the king will, obviously hopefully have a good long reign. But it's obviously never going to be anything like his mother.
Yeah. Now, talking of members of the royal family that we haven't seen for a while, there's a date in my diary. I think it's, after a check, I think it's June the 4th. Princess Lilibet will be celebrating her 3rd birthday. She is young. We don't see Lilibet very much. She was born in the US. Are you excited about her birthday? Were you expecting to see a new photograph like we would see Louis, we would see Charlotte, we see George? What's your take on Elizabeth's
It wouldn't
birthday?
surprise me if Harry and Meghan put out a photo. I mean, they're quite good at putting out photos of their family when they want to make a point, or they want to show us, that they're just as important as the rest of the royals. I can't get terribly excited. I just find it extraordinary that she's already 3. I mean, it's unbelievable.
No one is buying what they're selling anymore. They've alienated everyone who once supported them. And at this rate, they might just become another footnote in royal history. Folks, if there was ever a time for them to change course, it's now. Harry and Meghan upset the Queen before her death. Can they ever recover? They've lost trust with the royal family, Hollywood, and the public. Is this the end? Is their royal brand collapsing for good? At some point, even their biggest defenders have to admit, they played the victim for too long. They burned every bridge. And now they have no way back. What do you think? Are Meghan and Harry finished? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.